17-year-old Kevin was thrilled to start his part-time job at the local grocery store. It was his first step towards independence, allowing him to earn his own money and gain valuable experience. Known for his friendly demeanor and genuine willingness to help others, Kevin quickly became a favorite among customers and colleagues alike. One sunny afternoon, as Kevin was organizing shelves, he noticed an elderly disabled man struggling with his groceries near the checkout. Without hesitation, Kevin rushed to assist him, leaving his post momentarily. "Let me help you with that, sir," Kevin said, taking the bags from the man and heading toward the parking lot. The elderly man, Mr. Hamilton, smiled gratefully. "Thank you, young man. It's not easy getting around with this leg," he said, gesturing to his prosthetic limb. Kevin helped Mr. Hamilton load the groceries into his car, chatting pleasantly as he did so. However, his absence from the store did not go unnoticed. The store manager, Mr. Carter, spotted Kevin outside and stormed over. "Kevin, what do you think you're doing? This is not what I pay you for," Mr. Carter barked, his face red with anger. Kevin stood his ground, explaining, "I'm just helping Mr. Hamilton with his bags. It won't take long." "I don't care," Mr. Carter snapped. "Get back inside now, or you'll be out of a job." Feeling humiliated, Kevin finished helping Mr. Hamilton and returned to the store, his heart heavy with frustration. Mr. Hamilton tried to offer Kevin some money as a token of appreciation, but Kevin politely declined, saying, "Helping you is its own reward, sir." Back inside, Kevin was called to the manager's office. Mr. Carter was waiting, his expression stern. "Sit down," Mr. Carter ordered. Kevin complied, sensing what was coming next. "I'm sorry, but I have to let you go," Mr. Carter said coldly. Kevin's heart sank. "But I was just helping someone who needed it," he protested. "Rules are rules," Mr. Carter replied, dismissing Kevin with a wave of his hand. Kevin left the office feeling defeated. He handed his apron to Angela, his work best friend, who hugged him tightly. "What a jerk," Angela said. "We'll keep in touch, okay?" Kevin nodded, trying to muster a smile. He walked home, dreading the conversation he would have with his mother. She'd been so proud of him for getting this job. "You're home early," his mother said, surprised to see him. Kevin sighed and hugged her, explaining what happened. His mother was furious and wanted to call the store owner, but Kevin asked her to let it go. "Sometimes it's better to move on and find new opportunities," Kevin said, trying to stay optimistic. The rest of the day dragged on. Kevin tried to distract himself with TV, but his mind kept wandering back to the incident. His father offered to find him a job at a friend's garage, but Kevin wasn't ready to think about a new job yet. That night, Kevin lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. He thought about how unfairly he'd been treated and how his small act of kindness had cost him his job. Was it worth it? He wondered. But deep down, he knew he'd done the right thing. The next morning, the doorbell rang persistently, jolting Kevin from his sleep. He hurried to answer it, expecting a neighbor or a delivery. Instead, he found a large black car idling by the curb and an imposing man in a dark suit standing at his doorstep. "Are you Kevin?" the man asked in a low, stern voice. "Yes," Kevin replied, his brows furrowed in confusion. "Come with me," the man said, stepping aside to reveal the car. Kevin hesitated, but felt compelled to follow. The car looked luxurious, but the men inside seemed intimidating. As they drove, Kevin's questions were met with silence, heightening his anxiety. "Where are we going?" Kevin asked, trying to sound assertive. "We're here," the man finally said as the car pulled up to a grand mansion. The doors remained locked until the man opened them for Kevin. Kevin stepped out, his heart racing. The man led him inside the mansion, where an elderly man sat waiting in a lavish study. "Kevin, thank you for coming," the elderly man said with a warm smile. Kevin recognized him immediately. It was Mr. Hamilton. "Mr. Hamilton?" Kevin asked, bewildered. "Please, call me Fred," Mr. Hamilton replied. "I wanted to thank you properly for your kindness." Kevin was stunned. "But why all the secrecy?" Fred chuckled. "I wanted to see how you'd react. You see, I own Hillman's grocery stores, including the one where you worked." Kevin's eyes widened in disbelief. "You're the owner?" Fred nodded. "Yes, and I was very disappointed to hear about how you were treated." "I fired Mr. Carter, and I want to offer you his position as store manager." Kevin was speechless. The job he had lost over a kind act was now being offered back to him in a more significant role. "Are you serious?" Kevin asked, his voice trembling. "Absolutely," Fred replied. "You've shown the kind of integrity and compassion that I value in my employees. Will you accept the job?" Kevin's heart swelled with gratitude and excitement. "Yes, I'll take it," he said, his voice steady. Fred smiled and shook Kevin's hand. "Welcome aboard, Kevin. I have no doubt you'll do great things." The ride back home was different. Kevin sat next to the man who had brought him, feeling a new sense of purpose and confidence. When he arrived, his father was waiting outside, looking concerned. "Dad, I have some incredible news," Kevin said, grinning. His father listened intently as Kevin recounted the events of the day. "I'm so proud of you, son," his father said, hugging him tightly. Over the next few years, Kevin thrived in his new role as store manager. He balanced his job with pursuing a business degree, applying his growing knowledge directly to his work. The store flourished under his leadership, and Kevin's dreams of owning a business someday seemed within reach. One day, Kevin encountered an elderly woman named Mrs. Whitaker, who frequently shopped at the store. She always seemed a bit lonely, and Kevin made it a point to chat with her whenever she came in. One afternoon, Mrs. Whitaker looked particularly downcast. Kevin approached her and asked if everything was all right. She explained that her cat, her only companion, had gone missing. Moved by her distress, Kevin organized a small search party with some of the store's regular customers and employees. They combed through the neighborhood and nearby parks until, finally, they found the frightened cat stuck in a tree. Mrs. Whitaker was overjoyed and thanked Kevin profusely. This incident further cemented Kevin's reputation as a caring and community-oriented manager. Kevin's actions did not go unnoticed. The local newspaper picked up the story of the search for Mrs. Whitaker's cat, and soon, Kevin became somewhat of a local hero. His story was shared widely, and people from all over the community came to know about the young manager with a heart of gold. This positive publicity brought more customers to the store, and business boomed. Fred, noticing Kevin's growing influence and the positive impact he was having on the store and community, decided to give Kevin more responsibilities. He began to involve Kevin in higher-level management meetings and decisions. Kevin, eager to learn and grow, absorbed everything like a sponge. He proposed several initiatives to improve customer service and employee satisfaction, which were implemented with great success. One of his ideas was to start a mentorship program for new employees, pairing them with more experienced staff to help them learn the ropes and feel welcomed. One morning over coffee, Fred posed a life-changing question. "How would you feel about taking over the store?" he asked casually. Kevin was overwhelmed. "I'd be honored," he replied, accepting without hesitation. As the years went by, Kevin's leadership ensured the store's continued success. He created a legacy of kindness and integrity that would support his family for generations. The store became a family emblem, passed down to his children and grandchildren, each adding their own touch while upholding Kevin's values. Kevin often reflected on his journey from that fateful day he lost his job to becoming the owner of the store. It had been a path filled with challenges and learning experiences, but through it all, he remained true to his values. His story became an inspiration in the community, a testament to the power of kindness and integrity. The grocery store, once just a place of work, became a beacon of hope and a symbol of the good that comes from helping others. Kevin ensured that his employees were treated with respect and kindness, fostering an environment where everyone felt valued. Kevin's success story reached beyond the local community. He was invited to speak at business conferences and schools, sharing his experiences and encouraging others to act with integrity and kindness in their professional and personal lives. His message resonated with many, inspiring positive changes in workplaces and communities across the region. Years later, Kevin stood at the front of the store, now named Kevin's Market, watching customers and employees interact with warmth and respect. He smiled, knowing that the seeds of kindness he had sown had grown into something far greater than he could have ever imagined. Kevin's journey was a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected and challenging moments can lead to the greatest opportunities. His life had come full circle, and he was grateful for every step of the way. The legacy he built was not just about a successful business, but about the enduring impact of compassion and integrity in the world. And so, Kevin continued to lead with heart and vision, ensuring that Kevin's Market remained a place where kindness thrived and everyone who walked through its doors felt valued and respected. His story was a shining example of how one act of kindness could change a life, a business, and a community for the better. One summer, Kevin decided to host a community event at the store to bring people together and give back to those who had supported him throughout his journey. He organized a charity fundraiser with games, food stalls, and live music, with all proceeds going to local shelters and food banks. The event was a massive success, drawing in hundreds of attendees and raising substantial funds for the community. It became an annual tradition, eagerly anticipated by everyone in the neighborhood. As Kevin's Market continued to thrive, Kevin noticed a young employee named Emily who reminded him of himself when he first started. Emily was hardworking, kind, and always willing to help others. Kevin took her under his wing, mentoring her and providing opportunities for her to learn and grow within the company. Emily quickly rose through the ranks, her dedication and passion making her an invaluable part of the team. Inspired by Kevin's example, Emily initiated a program to support local youth by providing part-time job opportunities and mentoring to help them develop essential life skills. The program was a hit, and many young people benefited from the guidance and experience they gained at Kevin's Market. Kevin was proud to see the positive impact his mentorship had on Emily and the broader community. As the store's reputation for kindness and community involvement grew, so did its influence. Kevin was approached by several other local businesses seeking advice on how to create a more positive work environment and engage with their communities. Kevin happily shared his experiences and insights, eager to spread the message of compassion and integrity. Kevin's Market became a model for businesses everywhere, demonstrating that success could be achieved without compromising on values. The store's initiatives, such as eco-friendly practices, support for local suppliers, and charitable activities, set new standards for corporate responsibility. Customers appreciated the store's commitment to making a difference, and loyalty to Kevin's Market remained strong. Years passed, and Kevin continued to nurture the store and its community. He often reflected on his journey and the importance of the decisions he had made along the way. His story became a beacon of hope for many, showing that even in the face of adversity, kindness and integrity could lead to extraordinary outcomes. Kevin's willingness to help Mr. Hamilton despite the personal cost demonstrated the value of compassion. His story taught that true leadership is not about authority, but about empathy and integrity. Kevin's rise from a humble employee to a respected store owner highlighted how good deeds and strong moral principles could lead to unexpected and rewarding opportunities. The story also emphasized the importance of resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. Kevin's determination to maintain his values, even when it seemed to jeopardize his future, ultimately led to greater success and fulfillment than he could have imagined. Kevin's Market continued to flourish, and the community around it thrived as well. The values instilled by Kevin became a cornerstone of the store's operations, ensuring that every customer and employee felt valued and respected. The store's success was not just measured in profits, but in the positive impact it had on people's lives. As Kevin grew older, he began to think about the future of Kevin's Market and the legacy he wanted to leave behind. He decided to establish a scholarship fund for local students who demonstrated a commitment to community service and academic excellence. The scholarship fund provided opportunities for young people to pursue their dreams and continue the cycle of kindness and support that Kevin had started. One day, as Kevin was overseeing the store's daily operations, he was approached by a familiar face. It was Mr. Hamilton, now much older but still full of gratitude for the young man who had helped him all those years ago. "Kevin," Mr. Hamilton said, his voice filled with emotion, "I want to thank you once again for everything you've done. You've changed my life and the lives of so many others." Kevin smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "Thank you, Fred. Your kindness and support have meant the world to me. I'm just glad I could make a difference." Kevin's journey from a humble part-time employee to a respected store owner and community leader was a testament to the power of kindness and integrity. His story inspired countless others to act with compassion and stand up for what is right, showing that even small acts of kindness could have a profound impact. And so, Kevin's market remained a place where kindness thrived, a beacon of hope and a symbol of the good that comes from helping others. Kevin's legacy of compassion and integrity continued to inspire future generations, ensuring that the values he held dear would live on long after he was gone. From Kevin's journey, we learned the profound impact that kindness, integrity, and standing up for what is right can have on our lives and those around us. Kevin's willingness to help Mr. Hamilton despite the personal cost demonstrated the value of compassion. His story teaches us that true leadership is not about authority, but about empathy and integrity. Kevin's rise from a humble employee to a respected store owner highlights how good deeds and strong moral principles can lead to unexpected and rewarding opportunities. The story also emphasizes the importance of resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. Kevin's determination to maintain his values, even when it seemed to jeopardize his future, ultimately led to greater success and fulfillment than he could have imagined. The story invites us to reflect on our actions and their broader impact. So, how can we incorporate more kindness and integrity into our daily lives, especially when faced with difficult choices or challenges?